Today is the 17th day of the 6th month in the 9th year of Channel Group, July 26, 2021. To begin our day, let's offer our respect and gratitude to our Heavenly Parent and true parents of heaven, earth, and all humankind. 천지인 장부모님께 경배. 바로 let us recite 가정맹세.
가정맹세 1. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이상인 지상 천국과 천상 천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 충신, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과 황족권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조 이상인 천주 대가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정 문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 천일국 시대를 맞이하여 절대신앙, 절대사랑, 절대복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상천국과 천상천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
To lead us in the opening prayer, may I call a blessed family from Oroqueta, Mr. Roel Visitacion.
Good morning, my dear brothers and sisters. Please join me in prayer. Our most gracious and loving Heavenly Parents, and victorious true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, a pleasant morning. Today, the 7th day of the 6th month in the 9th year of Chunilgok, July 26, 2021, we humbly express our deepest gratitude for all the good things that you have showered upon us. We want to express our grateful hearts to you for giving us abundant blessings in life, for the gift of life, for the creations, and for another opportunity to live. We are indeed grateful for your unconditional love. You are continuously pouring out your love to all your children, that no matter what happened, you never abandon us. You are always there for us. You are always investing your love for all of us. As we rise to meet each new day, please let us be filled with your spirit. Wherever we go, let us spread love, joy, peace, goodness, and faithfulness. Let us desire to become more like you and to worship you in all we do. Help us desire these things so much more than the sin that entices us. Heavenly Parents, Grant us tenacious, winsome courage as we go through this day. When we are tempted to give up, help us to keep going. Grant us a cheerful spirit when things don't go our way. And give us the courage to do whatever needs to be done. Heavenly Parents, hear our fervent prayers for all who suffer from the coronavirus. May those who are infected receive the proper treatment and the comfort of your healing presence. Protect and guide those who strive to find a cure, that their work may conquer the disease and restore communities to wholeness and health. We know that you are with us. We pray for the protection of our frontliners. We declare healing and protection, Heavenly Parents. Boost our immune system. Strengthen every single part of our body, for it is our weapon against COVID-19. We may also have fears deep within us, but let your love take away the fears. Replace it with your never-ending peace. Heavenly Parents, we pray for the providence that may it will continuously move forward each day despite of our present situation. Give our beloved True Mother enough strength, good health, and protection as she tirelessly leads us towards your kingdom. May our True Mother's life will be extended for a couple of decades so that Chun Ilgok will be firmly established here on earth. Guide the leaders of the Heavenly Parent Holy Community as they continue to do their portion of responsibility. Give them your divine wisdom, strength, and determination to overcome the difficulties and hardships that they may encounter along the way. We pray for unity in heart and in mind to all our leaders, the Chunbo couples, the blessed families, and all the members, so that all of us can work together harmoniously, doing our mission, which is the will of heaven. Help us to set our eyes and hearts on your afresh. Renew our spirits. Fill us with your peace and joy. Heavenly Parents, at times such as this, when we realize that the ground beneath our feet is not as solid as we had imagined, we plead for your mercy. As things we have built crumble, we know too well how small we truly are on this ever-changing, ever-moving, fragile planet we call home. As the fear of the next tremor arises, may you comfort them, Heavenly Parents. Be our rock when the earth refuses to stand still, and shelter us under your wings when home no longer exists. First, to our hearts with compassion. We who watch from afar as our friends and relatives experience misery upon misery. Move us to act swiftly this day, to give generously every day, to work for justice, always, and to pray unceasingly for those without hope. Let us not forget that we are all your children, and they are our brothers and sisters. We are all the work of your hands. For though the mountains leave their place, and the hills be tooth to the ground, your love shall never leave us, and your promise of peace will never be shaken. May you guide and protect everyone. This is all we offer and ask in the name of our true parents, and also in our name, Ruel and Annalyn Visitation as member of the Central Bliss family. Adieu.
Jew. Thank you so much for your sincere and heartfelt prayer, Kuya Rowell. And now let us have our unison prayer. Aju, Aju. Let us have our morning greetings to Heavenly Parents and true parents. Good morning, Heavenly Parents and true parents, to our beloved national leader, Sir Leo Angelo Halog, to all Blessed Central families, leaders, brothers and sisters. Good morning to all, and welcome to our national morning devotion. I am Charmaine Mayo, your host for today. Let us now listen to the Hontake reading, which will be led by Gian de la Pera.
Good morning, Heavenly Parents and true parents. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Good morning, leaders. Our reading for today is taken from the book of Mother of Peace by our very own true mother, Hatchahan Moon. Chapter 6, Creating the Road to One World, continuation. Today, the number of multicultural families is increasing in the Korean countryside as well as in the cities. Looking closer, we can see that these multicultural families generally comprise a Korean husband and wife from a developing country and their children. It is not easy for women from other countries to settle in a land where the people have a different language and lifestyle. Added to that, more than a few locals look down on multicultural families and even reject them. I understand such problems very well. When my husband and I went to the United States in the early 1970s to carry out our mission, I experienced rejection and sense of isolation that comes from being part of a minority. If this was the case for me in America, a nation with a heterogeneous population, it must be even worse in Korea, a homogeneous nation. Hence, I hope and desire to support these families who have come to establish happy lives in Korea. Since the late 1960s, my husband and I have created multicultural families through the marriage blessing ceremony, introducing partners to each other beyond nation, race, religious background. An upsurge in multicultural families in Korea was especially seen after our international blessing ceremony for 6,500 Korean Japanese couples in 1988, the year the Summer Olympics was held in Seoul. At that time, there were not many Korean women willing to marry men in farming villages, and this was becoming a social problem. For our blessing ceremony, women from Japan and other countries agreed to marry Korean men. Everyone knew this would pose many challenges. The Korean people's sentiment was still strongly anti-Japanese, and many opposed the idea of a Japanese wife or daughter-in-law in Korea. Similarly, in Japan, parents were unhappy with the idea of their daughter or sons marrying someone from Korea, which was less developed economically. However, Japanese unificationist women, understanding faith in God, the concept of filial devotion, and the idea of living for the sake of others, agreed to marry Korean men and devoted themselves to their families. Brides from countries such as Philippines, Vietnam, and Thailand similarly came to Korea and established international blessed families. There were many beautiful outcomes. The women attended their Korean parents-in-law with sincere devotion and created prosperous families. Even if living conditions were difficult, they faithfully took care of their husband's parents when they were sick and elderly. Some even received government award for serving their parents-in-law with filial devotion. Some became leaders of women's association or parents group in their villages. Many of these wives and their husbands are now indispensable members of their village communities. My husband and I realized there were ways to assist not only our church members but all women in multicultural families in Korea, and we established a multicultural welfare center in 2010. The center helps people from foreign countries learn the Korean language and otherwise feel at home in Korean society. Furthermore, there are assisting disabled people and single parent families. We set up True Love Peace School in Korea for the children of bicultural families to help them their studies and language skills. We sometimes hear about Korean celebrities or high-ranking officials whose sons evade the requirement to join the military. That is not the case with multicultural families. In fact, some predict that by 2025, South Korea will have a multicultural army. Children of international and multicultural family often have dual citizenships, and they can opt out of Korean military service by choosing their alternative nationality. Notably, more than 4,000 sons of couples who received an international marriage blessing have fulfilled their national military service in Korea with honor. This is something they can be proud of. Melting Korean prejudice against multicultural families will take time, so we must work hard to see the day that the term of multicultural family disappears. Discrimination is implicit in that term. A family is a family. No modifier is needed to describe it. Multicultural should not be used to label a married couple in which a man and a woman of different nationalities. This is not in line with the universal understanding of humankind nor God's will. For more than 30 years, Father Moon and I have been promoting harmony between nationalities, races, and religions through the marriage blessing. Through Korean-Japanese marriage blessing, we have broken down the barriers between these two nations and their people. We have done the same between Germany and France, and many other people of former enemy nations. The brides and the grooms who have received the marriage blessing are living based on the Word of God and creating beautiful families all over the world. We do not call them multicultural families. They are simply blessed families. It seems ironic, but the ultimate goal of religion is to create a world where there is no religion in the sense of religion being a repair shop. When all human beings become good people, there will naturally no longer be a need to repair our relationship with God. In the same way, when we become one family under God and the world of true equality and peace appears, the term multicultural families will disappear. The very foundation of that peaceful world are true families and true love. As we have seen, the road to one world has many dimensions. It is a literal road bonding nations together. It is an embrace of enemies who become brothers. It is turning a war zone into a peace garden, and it is the uniting of men and women of diverse races into literal marriages that recreates the world as one family under our heavenly parents. As the Mother of Peace, I am calling the world's near 8 billion people to travel this road together with me. Aju.
Aju. Let us give hand to Heavenly Parents and true parents. And thank you so much, Gian, for the wonderful reading. Next is the person who will share the 10 points of gratitude. She is a retired city DSWD officer and she attended our Rally Hope many times, the Asia Pacific Leadership Conference, and DP seminars. Let us welcome Miss Anne Prospero. Let's give her a round of applause.
For this morning, our 10 points gratitude for the Voice of Mindanao, located in Manticao, our regional center. We give thanks to the Heavenly Parent, our God, and our true parents. We're having all this around the world, the devotion of love and peace. We thank you for the challenges of the world. Recently, the biggest typhoon in the history of Germany, Belgium, and other countries were affected by the heavy rain. We found the true love of people helping each other without knowing their names. They just share their love through donations, food, clothing, and that is how happy we are that even in the end of the world, peace and love have existed. We thank you also for the goodness of things that surrounds, even in the crisis that we have experienced today. That despite of the pandemic, people are still working as normal. We are glad that the Heavenly Parent, with the creation of perfectness in the likeness of His image, our natural immunity against vaccine, and because vaccine are so limited, our immunization have strengthened our health, physical, mental, emotional, that we're able to face the issues of the pandemic and still work 24 hours in our life with ourselves, with our families and community. We never stop praying. We never stop working for the good of others. And we never stop hoping that all this will come to pass. We thank the Lord, our Heavenly Parent, that in spite of these situations, world crisis that we have experienced for the past 100 years, we still feel the normalcy within it. That we as human beings are experiencing the life, the values, the desired behavior that we are in. We are still in peace, not in war, in spite of all these things. We are so happy and glad with all our gratitude on the Heavenly Parent and the true parents that the organization of the UPF all over the world have been in solidarity with people inside and outside of the structure. We experience help, extending help, donations financially, emotional, that we may be on those affected or afflicted by the coronavirus who are suffering right now. But behold, the structure of the organization, we're able to overcome and strengthen because we love each other, the filial love, the true love, the work for helping for the sake of others is actually realized and seen in these situations that we are in. We thank you also for the local people, the frontliners, the health organizations that serves our members who are inside hospital, working for the recovery of their health. And outside of the hospital are the people also who work for the resources that we have to meet to overcome all these crises. We also thank Heavenly Parents and true parents that the teaching and learning, the values that they had planted in us is really existed in our hearts and in our mind and tested in this crisis. True love is seen in all this crisis. Filial love is practiced in all this crisis. Helping for the sake of others is tested in this crisis. And we are truly happy and in peace that the extension of the giving of the hands and mind in what to do and how to do it and where to give and where to ask to sustain life for those affected is on the scene. We thank you also for the people, the leaders of the organization of UPF who lead us to help other people. We thank you also for the leadership and even the founder, our true parents, John Hackmoon, and the rest of the organization of the world, that we are inside the circle of this organization to practice love, filial love, true love, sharing what we have, even in the international, national, and local level, and even communities. Because this pandemic is a global one, so we need each other globally. We thank you for the organization in itself, that if the pandemic is a virus, we are also the virus of the organization. We're trying to reach out, even though that we have not stopped reaching out, even though the crisis is here. We still work together for good for others. We organize, we conduct seminar and training, we lecture them how it is to be in the world of love. And we thank you that until this time, we praise for the Heavenly Parent and the true parents, that the organization has been tested well so much in this time of crisis. The pandemic is a test for us to strengthen our faith, to look up the values that Dr. John Hackmoon and Father Moon have planted in us. We know very well that the seeds that we had planted will never be in vain, will never be wasted, will never die, because the trees is now growing through our organization, our leader, our people all over the world. So the gratitude is of utmost the desire of our heart. Adieu.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Anne, for your heartfelt sharing. So much, Ma'am. And now let us listen and watch the offering song, which will be performed by Shiro's Fine Mori.
Good morning, Heavenly Parents, true parents, leaders, blessed family, brothers and sisters. This song is from Morning Tribe from Hingoog City. When troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. Raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Wow, what an amazing performance from Rose. Thank you for an inspiring song. Let us give her a round of applause. Now is the time to prepare our hearts and minds as we will receive internal guidance from our beloved national leader, Reverend Dr. Leo Angelo Halog. Let us give him a virtual applause.
Thank you very much, Charmaine. I would like to greet first our heavenly parents and true parents. Good morning, our heavenly parents and true parents. To all our beloved leaders, Chanbo families, Blessed Central families, beloved brothers and sisters. Greeting you, wonderful morning today. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. To all our brothers and sisters who are joining us from different parts of the Philippines. Still a lot of rain until today. So please always stay safe and always take care. Also, brothers and sisters from other countries are joining us today. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Ohayo gozaimasu, especially to all our brothers and sisters who are joining from Japan. Yeah, thank you so much for hosting today's morning devotion sa Region 10. Maraming salamat po. And we are really very inspired for the sharing of Ma'am Ann. Maraming salamat po, Ma'am, for sharing your inspiring 10 points of gratitude. And for the wonderful offering song by our sister. Very beautiful voice, actually, and really very beautiful song. Truly, Heavenly Parent is raising all of us. So really, God and true parents is doing everything to raise us up to become, really the most filial, the sons and daughters. So thank you for that. So this morning, so ngayon po I will be sharing another topic. So today I'll be sharing this topic entitled The Life of Parents. So let's study together. Father said the vertical love and horizontal love. The father must be strict, while the mother must embrace with love. If the father's love can be described as a vertical love, then the mother's love is a horizontal love. The children who are born within the harmony of the vertical and horizontal love will come to say, I am so happy. I wouldn't trade my father for anyone, not even for the president, not even for God. This is because they have come to know both the subjective vertical fatherly love and the horizontal motherly love. In this case, absolutely no one would ever want to change their vertical father and their horizontal mother. So today it's an interesting topic that Father is sharing to us. Yeah, this is really important to have a complete parents. You know, father's love is completely different from mother's love. Father saying here, father must be strict, and then the love of the father represents, vertical love, and then the mother's love is, embracing. Actually, mother's love is always embracing. It represents horizontal love. Father is saying that the children who are born within the harmony of the vertical and horizontal love will come to say, I am so happy. Like, when this vertical and horizontal come together, it becomes complete. So anyone who receives this, then they will going to feel happy, Father said. So even the children will say, I wouldn't trade my father for anyone, not even for the president, not even for God. So Father said, when the children loves their parents so much, even more than God, already that means they love God. That's why, especially this time, as the central families, mga anak po natin, dapat mga anak natin really, how can we really raise them up that the best is their father and their mother? If our children could grow up like this, then we will not going to have any problem. And then naturally they love true parents, naturally they love God. So that's why Father is saying this is because they have come to know both the subjective vertical fatherly love and the horizontal motherly love. So in this case, absolutely no one would ever want to change their vertical father and their horizontal mother. If children grows up like this, that the love that they have experienced from their father and mother, like, cannot compare. Then they cannot, trade to anyone their father and mother. Can you imagine this kind of children? Naturally, they will become filial children. Naturally, they will become patriots. Naturally, they will become saints and sages. They will become divine sons and daughters of Heavenly Parent. Aju, that's why really how to raise up. It is, depends on the parents. And then father should really fulfill the vertical love, and then the mother also the horizontal love. These two should blend together. Kaya nga pag tatay lang, walang nanay, or nanay lang, walang tatay, really it's incomplete. Kaya nga talaga, really father and mother needs to come together. They need to fulfill both their responsibility. Kasi hindi po pwedeng sabihin na, of course, minsan walang tatay, walang nanay, ginawa ko naman yung responsibility rin ng nanay. Cannot. Hindi po yun pwedeng ma-fulfill ng isang tao lamang. Yung pag tatay ka lang, hindi mo ma-fulfill talaga. Even how much you try. The role of the mother, ganun din po yung nanay. Pag mag-isa lang din siya. That's why really to raise up talaga filial children, really horizontal and vertical needs to come together. Both husband and wife, they really need to fulfill their responsibility. Then we can raise up really filial children. So this is parents. This is truly the role and responsibility of the parents. Father said, true love needs to be harvested and placed in heaven's storehouse. Who can harvest true love? The couple can. True love needs to be harvested and placed in heaven's storehouse. You are all holding your sons and daughters with true love. as if you were a freight train. You can transport your children if the mothers become like the trucks and the fathers like the boxcars. Mothers and fathers also need to become like instruction manuals and textbooks on the path toward a world of true love. So really amazing, fathers, giving an example here. You are all holding your sons and daughters with true love as if you were a freight train. That the father represents like the boxcars that is passing in the tracks. So can you imagine these two, like the train cannot move actually if one is missing, the boxcar or especially the track is not there. So meaning father and mother needs to really become one. Father and mother needs to be together. This is the only way. This is the only way to hold, sabi ni Father dito, to hold your sons and daughters with true love. You are like a freight train. So, Father said, mothers and fathers also need to become like instruction manuals and textbooks on the path toward a world of true love. Really, our children will learn from us. Everything that we are doing, especially while they are young, everything they are just getting from their parents. Of course, there are some influence, but while they are young, the greatest influence to them is their father and mother. Lahat, kaya nga, ang mga anak minsan, ginagaya lang nila yung magulang. Kung anong ginagawa ng tatay, ginagawa ng nanay, ginagawa rin nila. Really, really amazing. This kind of way God created us. We are really textbooks, sabi ni Father dito. The parents, they are like instruction manuals and textbooks for the children. So, really later on, our children also will going to harvest that love that they have learned. Right? So Father is saying here, true love needs to be harvested and placed in heaven's storehouse. So later on also, our children, when they grow up, how can they also, practice when they have their own family? The things only that they learn from their parents. Yun din po yung kanila. They will going to harvest later. Kaya nga sinasabi natin, kapag ang anak magiging magulang na rin sila, later on, magkakapamilya na rin sila, they will going to understand and value more. Actually, that's why these things that they are learning while they're young, this is like, this true love that they're receiving should be, placed in the storehouse. They have to keep this continuously. And then one day they will going to harvest, especially when they will become parents themselves. Pag magiging mga magulang na rin sila, if they started their own family. Really amazing. This kind of cycle. This kind of cycle. That's how important, father and mother. That's how important parents are. So a parent's love stretches far beyond national boundaries. A parent's love stretches far beyond national boundaries. Say a mother's son has gone to America while she lives in Korea. The love of this mother is not restricted by her nation's borders. Even though her body is in Korea, she sheds tears for her son in America. Her sweat and hard work is all for the sake of her son. This would be impossible without love. Can a mother force to do this? Only a heart of love can compel her. That's why love has no boundaries. Parents' love stretches far beyond, sabi ni Father dito, national boundaries. Actually, love has no boundary. Kaya kahit we are separated by, by borders, nothing can really separate the love that we have. Parents and children's love can never be separated. Kaya nga, sometimes once you have very deep relationship with your parents or with your children, if there even something like happened to your children or to your parents, you can feel, you can like sense something, right? Once you have a very strong artistic connection. Aju? So really, there's no boundary between the love of parents and children, especially parents' love towards their children. That's why even we are separated by mountains and oceans, by nations, we are in different places. Really, love has no boundary. This is really the love of a parent towards their children. They're willing to do anything, sacrifice anything. If there's something happened to the children, immediately, even the parents, for example, also are very far. Immediately, the parents even, come over very fast. Of course, no boundaries, our connection beyond time and beyond space. And then if something, immediately the parents wanted to come immediately. to the children. This is the kind of love that parents and children has, especially the love of the parents towards their children. Aju? So Father is saying that, can a mother be forced to do this? Only a heart of love can compel her. So it's not, it's not by what something force, but because mother is doing this, not because of that, right? Only because of love. Because of love can even surpass anything, right? Any boundaries. That's why really love is the most precious. True Father said, unity occurs through parents' noble sacrifice. When a son calls out mother, his mother's heart melts. She is so overwhelmed that her very bones felt soft and warm. When mother and son grasp each other's hands, they exchange a power greater than anything in the world. Unity occurs through parents' noble sacrifice. Their love is not a humanistic love. To enable heavenly law and to ease the bitter pain of heaven resulting from unfulfilled desire, human beings must voluntarily go the way of the cross and embrace all humankind with the love of a parent. The solution to the problem of unification lies on that path. That's why really there's nothing that can stop, love. So Father is saying that the only solution now in the problem of unification that we are facing, especially in North and South Korea, in the whole world, how to bring unity. Only actually love that will bring unity. So Father said, to enable heavenly law and to ease the bitter pain of heaven resulting from unfulfilled desire, human beings must voluntarily go the way of the cross and embrace all humankind with the love of a parent. That's why parental love. We are being trained even though we are very young. In our mga early days natin, bago tayo mag-match, ma-bless, magkaroon ng pamilya, we were actually trained to develop a heart of a parent. Parental love. Ito kasi yung ultimate key. This is the ultimate key. When people practices parental love. Kasi parental love can go beyond. Can you imagine if barangay captain, mayor, governor, up to the president, they inherit this kind of heart. Can you imagine, as a parent, they will not going to let any of their children to suffer, to experience difficulty. Can you imagine if all the leaders of the society, leaders in the government has this kind of heart? What will going to happen to this world? Naturally, peaceful world, peaceful nation will come about. Aju, that's why the ultimate solution Father is telling us today is to have a parental heart. Right? Parental heart, this is the only solution. Father is saying, when mother and son grasp each other's hands, they exchange a power greater than anything in the world. So once the parent and then the child completely become one, grasp each other's hands, they create a power. They generate a power greater than anything in the world. Right? That's why wherever, if this is applied in the school, parents and or teachers and students, in our government, the government and the people, what will going to happen to this world? Really, a peaceful world will surely come about. Aju, that's why the key is parental heart. And then it can only be developed through a heart of sacrifice. As a parent, di ba, ang magulang, continue to sacrifice, ganun din po. People who are working in the government, they have to sacrifice more than the people. Leaders of different organizations need to sacrifice more than their members. Right? Really sacrifice. Mother saying here, Father saying, unity occurs through parents' noble sacrifice. So wherever we are, wherever you are, as long as you are standing in the parental position, you need to sacrifice more than anyone. Right? And then through that sacrifice, then unity will come about. Through the sacrifice of a parent or even someone who is standing in the parental position. That's why parental heart. How can we develop? Kasi sinasabi ni Father, we need to walk with a parent's heart in the shoes of a servant. Kaya really, all of us, how to develop, kaya we are really grateful to true parents. True parents trained us even from very young age. Right? So that hindi lang kapag maging magulang ka na, but the more later you can appreciate when already you will become a parent. Aju, that's why our marami nating mga young brothers and sisters, all the things that we are doing now, these are all our training, our preparation. For one day, we will become parent ourselves. You will become parent yourselves, right? Because this is the key to unity. This is the key to unification. This is the key to realize an ideal society, ideal nation, and ideal world. Kingdom of heaven through having parental heart. Aju? Father said, everything surrenders before love. All men come to surrender before their mothers. No matter how powerful a world leader may be, even if he is as fierce as a tiger, when he experiences his mother's love, he has to surrender. Everything surrenders before love. That is why a mother who raises many children naturally has a heart of goodness. Parents who has a lot of children. Our true mother, can you imagine 14 children? Can you imagine the heart of our beloved true mother, right? So mother is saying here, that is why a mother who raises many children naturally has a heart of goodness. That's why, looking at our beloved true mother, yung mga magulang natin, yung mga maraming magkakapatid, especially in the early mama ko, they are 9 in the family. Marami sila. Meron yung iba, more than 10 pa. Can you imagine the heart also of mga lolo-lola natin na mga maraming anak? Kasi in the early days, talagang maraming mga anak din ang mga lolo-lola natin, even this time. So, really, sabi ni Father dito, the mother who raises many children naturally has a heart of goodness. And then Father is saying that anyone will surrender before a mother's love. So no matter how powerful a world leader may be, right? Like very dignified very na leader, but when the mother's love is there already, then naturally surrender. So even if he is as fierce as tiger, when he experiences his mother's love, he has to surrender. That's why anyone who experiences love, the love of a mother, naturally surrender. Aju? So everything surrenders before love. That's why the most powerful in this world is love. Love is the most powerful. And then it can bring natural surrender. It can bring natural surrender. If the children, experience love from the parents, from the family, naturally the children will going to surrender. Aju? Especially mother's love. That's why the role of the women, the mother's role is very, very important. Kaya nga ngayon, already we are living in women's era. The one who is leading the entire providence now is mother, right? Our beloved true mother now. The feminine aspect of heavenly parent, right? And then because of this love, embracing all humanity now. What happens now? All prime ministers, presidents, top leaders of the world now are coming together, surrendering because of the love of our true mother. Aju, really amazing. Really, the mother, the women now is really playing a very important role, especially the love of a mother. Aju, that's why this world can really come and surrender naturally when our true mother continuously our true mother now, and then all the mothers will going to come now and really help and contribute more and support fully our beloved true mother. What will going to happen to this world? This world will just naturally surrender. Aju, and then naturally we can build a peaceful society. This world will really become a peaceful world. Wow, truly amazing. Father said, a mother's loving heart knows no boundaries. A mother's loving heart knows no boundaries. A mother's heart of love is not rigid, but round and limitless. Her heart is connected to an infinite peace. That peacefulness and roundness are even more beautiful than the mother's face. To a son or daughter, the mother's face is more beautiful than any other. You need to connect to your mother's love every day. Even if you do not like your mother, even if it means you will never go to the most beautiful woman in the neighborhood, or to your aunt's place, or even to your grandmother's home, where 3 generations reside. So, very important, Father is saying that we have to always connect to our mother's love every day. Even if you do not like your mother, you have to, continue to connect. to your mother's heart, to your mother's love. So a mother's loving heart has no boundaries, knows no boundaries. Really, our mother, really they have limitless. Sabi ni True Father dito, a mother's heart of love is not rigid, but round and limitless, meaning no end. When it's round, they move in circular motion, then it has no limit, no boundary. It will just continue round and round, right? Her heart is connected to an infinite peace. That peacefulness and roundness are even more beautiful than the mother's face. That's why the heart of a mother is, we can feel actually through our true mother. Sa ating mga magulang, sa mga nanay natin. Kaya nga sabi ni Father dito, we have to always connect to a son or daughter. The mother's face is more beautiful than any other. For us, sinong pinakamaganda sa lahat? Is our true mother, and then our physical mothers. Actually, we can really see in the world now, we can see how blooming our true mother is. Whenever we see, especially when you happen to, look at true mother face to face, if you have the chance, to experience, even touch true mother. When I had the experience, I experienced 2 times shaking hand with our true mother. I cannot explain actually the feeling. And then seeing true mother, face to face, really true mother is like she is like really shining so brightly. Our beloved true mother. Cannot explain actually the feeling. Really amazing. So the most beautiful, our beloved true mother, right? Because of her heart, embracing all humanity, heaven and earth. Can you imagine? So also our own parents, our own mother. That's why we need to connect. Even me sometimes, because my mother is in Pangasinan, at least not every day, but maybe after 2 days, I also try to call my mother. So we have to always connect, even though maybe we cannot call by phone, but always we have to make sure our heart is connected. Always we are thinking about our parents' situation, about their situation, right? We have to always connect. Father said here, you need to connect to your mother's love every day, even if you do not like your mother. There are some situations, even though like that, sabi ni Father dito, even though you don't like your mother, you have to always connect to your mother's love every day. So our connection as parent and child shouldn't be separated, but it should always be intact, right? So our mother, their love actually has no boundaries. The heart of a mother towards their children. That's why as we develop this kind of heart, especially the mothers, you will going to really contribute a lot in supporting our beloved true mother, in really changing our society, in really building a peaceful world, right? That's why really this time napakahalaga talaga ng mga mothers. The women now, they are really playing. This is now the era where they have to really invest the more, like our beloved true mother now leading the providence. Aju, one day this world will surely change because of mother's love. Aju, yeah, really amazing. So that's why we are really grateful sa ating mga mothers dito ngayon, sa mga nanay natin na hindi lang nanay ng ating sariling pamilya. If they are in the center, they are the mother of the entire center. Mga regional leaders sila, then their heart is to embrace the entire region, right? Kapag national level ka, the heart of the mother should be to embrace the entire nation. This kind of heart will going to transform our nation. Aju, that will going to transform the world. So Father said, there is no concept of I in giving, in such giving. I was born because my father gave me bones, and my mother gave me flesh. There is no concept of I in such giving. There's only love, life, and lineage. Within me is my parents' love, my parents' life, and my parents' lineage. Therefore, even if your parents want to cut you off, you cannot be severed from them. That's why really, because of this, you cannot really separate. Even sabi ni Father dito, even if your parents wants to cut you off, you cannot be severed from them. Can you imagine our relationship to our Heavenly Parent? We are, the bones and the flesh of our Heavenly Parent, our true parents, right? And then of course, our physical parents. Through them, we came to this earth. We are the physical You know, we are the bones and the flesh of our parents. So we represent them. And then through this giving, sabi ni Father, no concept of I in such giving. They didn't think of anything. It's only because of love. Love, and then life and lineage was given to us without our parents, you know, thinking about themselves. This is total sacrifice, total and complete giving. Our Heavenly Parent, when He created us, He has no, that's why yesterday we learned, God started from 0 point without any, you know, thinking about Himself, complete mind and body unity, complete self-giving, complete self-denial. The same is true. Our physical parents, right? Our true parents. So Father said, within me is my parents' love, my parents' life, and my parents' lineage. So therefore, even if your parents want to cut you off, you cannot be severed from them. That's why this is the relationship that we have. That's why sabi ni Father, what is the center of the universe? Parent-child relationship. This is the center of the universe. This is where the universe is, you know, moving around, centering on the parent-child relationship. This is the center. That's why our relationship with our Heavenly Parent and us, this is the center. Our relationship with our true parents and us. Right? And then our parents, because our relationship with our parents, you know, this is for us to really develop. They're our physical parents, developing also our hearts, this kind of relationship. But later on, when we go to the spiritual world, you know, our eternal relationship with our Heavenly Parent, our true parents, this is the center of the cosmos. This is the center of heaven and earth. That's why this is, you know, cannot be separated anymore once we are, you know, connected. Can you imagine? So this time, our true mother, our true parents, through the blessing, we can, you know, not only centering on love, but through life and lineage. Kaya nga po, through the blessing, we can completely be connected, and then this relationship will never be separated anymore to our Heavenly Parent and to our true parents. So we have to always remember that our life, we all come from our parents. So also, we shouldn't have any concept of I sa atin. This life that we have now, this doesn't belong to us, right? It was given to us by Heavenly Parent. And then, with our true parents, through our physical parents. Ganon din tayo. Tayo pag maging magulang na tayo. Right? Then the children also. That's why this relationship that we have to our Heavenly Parent, to our true parents, also to our physical parents, cannot be cut off. Even, sabi nga ni Father dito, even they want to cut you off, your parents wants to cut you off, that relationship can never be cut off for eternity. Aju? Aju. So we shouldn't have, you know, thinking that this is just because of us, but because of our Heavenly Parent, true parents, and then our physical parents. Aju. So we should have this kind of thinking. And then we can sacrifice also more our life, because this doesn't belong to us. This life that we have belongs to our parents, belong to our Heavenly Parent, right? So we have to really do whatever Heavenly Parent wanted us to do and accomplish. So this relationship that we have, this is the center of the universe. If all people can recognize this and can realize this, then this world will truly become a world of peace, a world of joy, a world of happiness. Aju? Aju. So I think this is the most important, really. The relationship of husband and wife, the relationship of the family. Really, the family is really the building block of building kingdom of heaven. And these relationships, centering on parent and child, this is the center. So our relationship with our parents, the love of our parents that they are giving to us. So husband and wife relationship, parent and children, you know, this relationship, this will going to mold this world to really become a world of joy and happiness. Aju? So today we learn, you know, the love of a parents that is willing to sacrifice anything, the love that has no boundaries, right? So this is what true parents wanted us to have, the parental heart. That's why we are being trained, right? We have to have this parental heart. This is the ones that will going to solve all the problems of this world. Aju? Aju. So with this, let us offer again our gratitude, our Heavenly Parent and true parents for this amazing guidance. Again, thank you so much to all our brothers and sisters. Please always stay safe, and I always wish that you and your families and be blessed by Heavenly Parent and true parents. Thank you so much. Kamsahamnida.
Thank you, sir, for a heartfelt and inspiring message. Truly, we are inspired from our true parents' words. So it is truly true that unity, of course, through parents' noble sacrifice. A mother's heart of love is not rigid, but round and limitless. I truly agree that our mother's face is more beautiful than any other. There is no concept of I in such giving. There is only love, life, and lineage. Once again, let us give a virtual applause to Sir LA for the internal guidance. Thank you so much, sir. Now let us proceed to the reflection which will be shared by our brothers and sisters. The first person to give his reflection is a very supportive member in our region. Let us welcome Mr. Alex Baguio.
Hello. Hello. Sorry for signal kasi problema ko. Okay ba? Good morning. Parang walang sounds. Good morning. Okay. Good morning to all, especially our immediate parents and true parents, and to our national leader, Kuya Leo. Very enlightening yung message niya. And thanks to Brother Edmund na nabigyan niya ako ng chance. I think para sa akin, this is my first time and this is my very special chance. Kasi lagi akong nakikinig. Very hectic yung oras namin dito sa Japan. Medyo So, for the message of our national leaders, very thankful for this. Always remind me keep on develop the parental heart to everyone, especially our members. And in my case, this is all my longing for to become a parents or to have a children, to express and yung ma-build up yung parental heart in real sense in the family. Since na talagang very hard and no chance na ma-build up, but for our dedication and commitment to the church and our movement, I think is what I'm received today, received in our life na nagiging parents ako, kaming mag-asawa, is a gift of our two parents. That's why I'm very thankful and also be grateful for all the members na mga elder natin dito na laging nag-guide, nagbibigay ng inspiration. Especially mention to Kuya Mario, very supportive even in our situation. Every day nagbibigay ng greetings day and afternoon and then before sleeping. So in our case here in Sado, I will not feel the pressured or panic sa COVID dahil for the first time in this month nagkaroon ng tatlo pa lang ang nagkaroon ng COVID. So mostly ang worry ko din dyan sa Pilipinas. Talaga yung mga family ko, I'm very worried. So I grew up in my botanical experience in my father. dahil sa kanyang way of training, way of discipline, nagiging strong ako na alam mo yung yung nilagay ka sa sako tapos isasabit ka. Siguro sa atin dito ay naka-experience niyan, but me in talking about father is very strict. So I grew up that kind of environment and love. That's why I think instead of maging resentful na anak, nagiging more loyal to my father and my parents. And my parents naman, konting kurot lang nagagalit na pag kinukurot kami. So in my life of faith in especially nung nag-join ako sa movement natin na naris ako sa Tungil Modo, pag nagkaroon ako ng mga basag sa may tuhod, bukol, pag nakita ng mama ko na pag-uwi ko sa bahay, umiiyak. Pinapatigil niya ako sa Tungil Modo. Ako naman makamother. Even then this time, ang parents ko, ang mother ko talaga ang nagsusupport sa akin. Co-comfort at isa sa mga dahilan na bakit ako nandito sa movement dahil sa kanyang support. And very grateful na ma-feel that parental love to our fellow members, especially young members natin sa church. Sometimes may mga member tayo na directly na humihingi sa akin ng tulong. I feel na yung anak ko ba na humihingi ng support. So hindi ko papayagan na hindi ako makadulong kahit paano. So para sa akin po ay napakahalaga po ang communicate and connect to church whatever. And strategic din. Gagawa ka rin na strategy paano ka makakonect o makaparinig ng mga guidance sa ating parents. Especially in this time, technology is very high level. So yan po, maraming salamat once again sa time at panahon na binigay niyo sa amin. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kuya, for your heartfelt sharing. So, before we proceed to our second person who will give reflection, may I ask, is there anyone in the Zoom who wants to volunteer to give reflection? I guess none. Sorry, ma. Sorry. Okay, let us proceed to the second person who will give his reflection. So let us now prepare ourselves as a leader that never gives up, even in the life and death situation, will give his reflection. Let us welcome our regional leader of Region 10, Kuya Edmond Cañete.
Good morning. Good morning, brothers and sisters.
Good
I'm
morning.
alive. Thank you very much, Charmaine. And thank you very much, Sir Lee, for a wonderful message today. I just want to share my experience this COVID. Very amazing. The learn that I experienced. 9 days ako before nagpa-hospital actually. Kasi ala doktor ako ng sarili ko. So, nag-self-medication until such time na umabot yung time na talagang may nag-message sa akin, si Kuya Arellano yata yun, bumili ng oximeter to check my oxygen. Na nakita namin na 88, 90 na lang yung oxygen. That time pa na we decide to go to hospital. Then talagang hirap na ako doon. Hirap na huminga. I feel na talagang last na yata. Parang malapit na ko sa Mr. Kamatayan. One thing that I learned is the value of our health. Especially in this pandemic, maswerte talaga yung tatamaan ng COVID na wala silang mararamdaman. Pero how about ako nga, wala akong sakit, wala akong bisyo, pero hindi ko alam kung saan nakuha ko yung sakit. Very difficult. Saka parang dito mo masasabi talaga na health is wealth. Kasi that time na nandun ako sa bahay, nahihirapan na rin ako huminga, pero ni-ignore ko lang dahil I feel na talaga yung expression natin na never give up, kayang-kaya pa rin. Pero hindi pala, we need more experts, especially this COVID. Pag meron tayong symptoms, diretso na agad. Para hindi na dumating agad ang isa na experience ko na feeling parang pag malapit ka na talaga mamatay pala, wala ka na ibang maiisip, kundi yung parang blanco na lahat. Kasi nung na-admit ako ng gabi, 6 kami doon sa holding room. Around 10 a.m. Namatay na yung isang COVID na pasyente. Kaya kami lahat na nasa palibot, nagtinginan na kami. Tinanong meron din kasi akong nakasama na Tungil Modo coordinator din dito sa Mantika, si Ma'am. Sabi niya, who is next? Sabi ko, huwag mo nang isipin yan, Ma'am, matanda na rin yun. We need to survive. Then, talagang parehas kami, hirap na hirap lahat tuminga doon. Nag-aagawan ng parang lahat binigyan ng attention because of oxygen. Tapos, nung nag-positive na ako, mga 1 day, nag-positive, transfer ko ng ibang hospital, dito na sa COVID patient talaga. One night na inatake ako around 12, talagang feeling ko susurrender na talaga yung life ko. Kasi talagang hirap na hirap talaga huminga. Nandito na lahat ng mga nurse, bumaba lahat ang oxygen ko from 85, 88, 89 hanggang 90 lang. Kaya everybody is worried in that time, night time. Then, siguro after binigyan ako nila ng medicine para sa lungs, everything. After around 30 minutes, na-relieve ako. Then I close my eyes, parang na-idlip ako. Then, during time, nag-dream ako na somebody is looking my chumbo clothes. They are 3 person, nakatalikod sila lahat. Tapos parang pinire-prepare nila yung chumbo na damit ko at that time. Kaya bigla kong nagising. Sige, Lord, I'm still alive. Tapos, Sabi ko, pag mamatay ako ngayon, I think this is not your will. This is Satan will talaga. Kasi, una kung mamatay ako ngayon, ang dami-dami kong problema iiwan sa family. Ang daming mga obligasyon, yung pagiging chumbo couple, yung 43, everything. Paano na yung mga wishes namin? Yung goal namin sa region. I think this is not your will. Hindi pa rin ako makakag-serve sa iyo kasi ang dami-dami ko iniisip dito sa physical world. I think this is Satan will. Kaya, I never give up. I received some message. Hindi ko lang matandaan nung sino yun. Sabi niya, bro, huminga ka. Kahit mahirap huminga. Kayang-kaya mo yan. Kaya, pipiliin ko ang mabuhay kaysa mamatay on this time. Alam mo yung feeling mo na nasa kabilang kwarto yung anak mo. Yung kabilang kwarto yung asawa mo. Tapos yung whole family mo nandun din sa, nagka-quarantine din yung iba. Parang, sabi ko, Lord, this is one of the great challenges that I need to overcome on this time. Don't worry. Kaya ko, isusurvive ko ito. Kaya, thanks God. Thanks to parents, brothers and sisters, na medyo na-overcome ko naman ang one of the most very difficult situation that I experienced in this time. Isa rin na nakapag-inspire sa akin talaga is the words of encouragement of our leaders, elders, and brothers and sisters. Every day, every morning, I'm very excited to open my messenger to read some encouragement. Parang mas mabisa pa sa gamot. Emotionally, parang nare-relieve yung stress. Lahat, alam mo yung worries na paano yung mga anak ko pag hindi sila makasurvive? Paano si Natsuki? Buntis siya 6 months. Anong mangyayari? Bahala na ako yung mag-suffer. Bahala na ako yung mahirapan. Basta they are all safe. Thanks God. Negative yung mga bata. Although nasa kabilang kwarto sila ngayon. Tapos si Natsuki, positive siya pero she's fine this time. So we are so blessed that we have blessed families always there to support us, always there to give us chance, opportunity to express our gratitude talaga. Mas dito ko na-appreciate yung we are truly one family under God. Although we are not sa dugo, pero yung concern, your love, your messages is one of the most important words na nakapa-encourage sa akin dito, tumaban lang. Thank you very much. Thank you very much sa kay Sir Julius, Sir Riley, all the leaders always there to always keep me strong. Lahat na nagbibigay ng inspiration, financial support. Thank you very much. Of course, I'm so grateful sa family ni Ate Grace. Kasi nung kahit nandoon pa ko sa ospital, o hindi pa ko nandoon hindi pa hospital, sila na talaga yung tinatawag ko every time. Sila nagpro-provide all our needs.
Excuse me, you're muted.
Yung list member natin, hospital administrator dito sa one of the provincial hospital. So dito kami pinacilitate niya. Siya yung nag-facilitate, kinuha na yung mga bata doon sa bahay. Dito 3 room kami dito. Then, although we are in the public hospital, pero 3 kami naka-private rooms. I'm so grateful and thankful talaga to our parents. Gamit nila yung mga doktor, mga nurses to taking care of us here. Then, dito ko na-realize yung value ng mission natin. Our life, our daily life. Ako kasi, dahil sa hirap, sa situation, parang nagiging hindi na ko, parang 50-50 na yung ginagawa ko. mas napra-priority ko na yung pangangailangan, center, everything. Kaya busy-busy talaga ako doon sa farm. Minsan na-ignore ko na yung mga meetings, everything. Kasi nga, mas napra-priority ko yung mga pangangailangan. But this is one of this time that remind me talaga na I have more mission, more than that I need. Kaya I'm so grateful, I'm thankful. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Thank you, leaders, who support us. Everything. Hindi ko na mamimension lahat, especially financially. I'm getting better this time. Lalaban lang ako ng lalaban. Mga 10 to 15 minutes pag wala akong oxygen, medyo nahihirapan pa ako. Pero sabi ng doktor hapon, kayang-kaya. After 10 days, maybe I can recover because nagka-pneumonia din, dalawang lungs ko nagka-pneumonia na din. Kaya nahirap talaga. Last night, naka-start ako makatulog, siguro out of 100%, maybe 25% nakatulog na rin ako. I'm so grateful and thankful din. Medyo mahina na yung, hindi na ako masyadong hinahabol yung hininga. Like now, not like before. So there is a good sign and development talaga. Thank you very much. Thank you for all your prayers, brothers and sisters. Thank you for everything. Thank you to every parents and to parents. Thank you. We love you so much. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Kuya Ed. Okay. Thank you so much, Kuya Edmond, for your touching message and your testimony. I think some of you are also emotional, even for me. We are really praying for your fast recovery and as well as for your family as well. So please stay safe, Kuya, and yes. Anyway, so the last person to give her reflection is none other than the mother with how to say it, like the last person to give reflection is none other than the mother with a grateful heart, the energetic mother. Let's welcome Miss Almera Grace Mayo.
Okay. Good morning to all. Oh, I was like of Edmond's testimony. Now, base message for this morning devotion. It's okay about parents' heart, parental heart. And while listening to the message from our national leader, I felt what our heavenly parents experienced when Adam and Eve failed to fulfill the responsibility. Today we have so many realizations because of this pandemic, and while watching Edmond's testimony, yes, of course we have experience with our physical children, but looking your full time that we raised from the beginning when we become full time and guide to receive the blessing, start the blessing. But there's a situation that you want to help to see in personal, but because of protocol, you cannot see and you cannot help just through text, through message. And I can feel that this is also our Heavenly Parents' heart, the mother's heart side of our Heavenly Parent, that Heavenly Parents wanted to save all humankind. But there is a limitation that He cannot, Heavenly Parents cannot do it for us. And this is what we experience of this situation, that every night, especially actually before Edmond gave his testimony, I asked him if he can do it to give. And he said that it just finished that kind of ritual of certain breathing. And he said, I can do it by even 5 minutes. I think more than 5 minutes. And I'm very happy and we're so grateful that he was able to share, and also realization. And it's really true. That kind of heart, that you want to save, you want to help. But yes, of course, that's what I have said. There are many, limitations. But what instruct to me for this situation, that our beloved true mother really wanted to save all humankind. But also it's our responsibility to take care ourselves, fulfill our responsibility. And now I know that all of us this morning, through the guidance from our national leader, through our true parents' words about true love, parents' love, that there's no boundary. And we know that this is the kind of love that our Heavenly Parents have. And I hope that all of us now can reflect that we need to really be aware and also feel responsibility, and also thank you so much for the support, for the prayers. And it's not easy a situation. It's not easy situation that it's really true that your wife, your kids in other room, you want to help. But I can feel that through the prayers of our brothers, sisters, or leaders, we can be able to. I know there are many members also experience kind of situation, but I think this experience that we have here now is also a time for reflection, realization, as what Edmond shared, that there's a time that he has that 50-50% of his mission, and also for thinking of his family. But thank you that every morning, every day, we receive all these messages on how we can be able to sustain and continue our determination, especially for this 7 years. The more that we are determined, we can also experience IELTS and difficulties. And I know as long as we will always align and connect to our Heavenly Parents' heart, Heavenly Parents' desire, to our true mother's heart, surely we can be able to bring victory. Thank you very much. And thank you for giving this opportunity that I can share, and for this morning devotion. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much to my mother who shared her touching and heartfelt reflection. Thank you so much, Mama. So, since we have no announcement from the HQ, let us now proceed to the closing prayer, which will be led by Ate Naomi Olohor. I mean, Kuya Nono.
Okay, good morning, everyone. And thank you, Charmaine, our MC. Please join me in prayer. Our beloved Heavenly Parent and true parents, we are so thankful for this opportunity that we can gather as a nation, and including those countries from Southeast Asia and from where some members participated in our morning devotion. Indeed, through this morning devotion, we can share our hearts and our hopes and our determination to really fulfill our responsibilities, especially that we know the urgency of the time, as our true mother has always emphasized that there's no time anymore and you cannot wait any longer. We know that our true parents really modeled the way for us to really embrace the world, showing not only through their words, but through their lifestyle, through the activities that they engaged in and led, that only true love can really solve the problems of the world. We pray, Heavenly Parents, that we can really value each one of us and the time and opportunities that are offered us, especially that we are trying to establish substantial Shunilgok Heavenly Parents. And it is only by really living up to the hopes and dreams of our true parents for us, by their efforts to really raise up every one of us so that we can take ownership of the providence that we can really bring this about. We pray, Heavenly Parents, that we can realize the preciousness of our time and opportunity. This is the time for us to really help people who are suffering not just from COVID and other health problems, but the problem of lack of true love and their inability to really reach their full potential as spiritual beings. Pray, Heavenly Parents, that we can always align our minds and hearts with you and your wish and your dream as our parent. Thank you again for this opportunity, and may this day be a successful day for us, Heavenly Parents, and to display our ability to fulfill our responsibility. Thank you again for this day, and I would like to report all these things in the name of Nanelo and Joy Olohoy, blessed Central Family, Aju.
Let us have our unison prayer. again, let us have our morning greetings. Good morning to our heavenly parents and true parents. And thank you so much to all brothers and sisters who are attending this national morning devotion. So please
True
stay
parents,
safe.
brothers and sisters all
Stay
over the
safe,
world.
everyone. Stay healthy, and let's
Thank
have a
you.
victorious day.
From
Thank you so much,
Libon, family,
everyone.
Bariton, kamsahamnida.
Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, good morning ka na sarang
Thank you.
Good morning
Pahingi lang
from
yun.
Sarangani also. Good morning from Kiamba, Maitom. Good morning. From Libon, from Legazpi, from Naga.
Good
Thank
morning.
you, brothers and sisters.
Thank you so much for Jenten.
Thank you. Oh, Alika. Ah,
Good morning.
good morning sa
Morning
mga
kayo.
mga Bicolano dito.